What's up, junkies? Welcome back in for another edition of Pigskin Junkies. Myself, Michael Larson, Big Brother Jared Larson, Scott Panza having to put on the superhero cape tonight, so he is not able to join us. Duty calls, so he's having to do his thing. Jared, I was a sinner, and I didn't watch really the Army Navy game pretty much at all.
I didn't really either. I watched a little bit, and then I got out of control probably mid-second quarter. And that was it. Yeah, underhit again. Like 15 of 16 years or something crazy like that. It's fun, and it's one of those things makes you kind of realize like the rivalries that you all have as it pales in the real world comparison to some of the stuff that goes on there, where these people are like literally risking their lives once they're done playing football. But it's cool. I love watching the video before the kickoff, and then unfortunately the football is not really enjoyable for me to watch. The triple option wing T stuff is just kind of, I don't know, boring as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it's a great tradition. It's great history. It's fun to see the pageantry of it, but not a whole lot to discuss from a football perspective. Army was really inconsequential, and Navy, unless they go undefeated, pretty much goes to one of two bowl games. So not a whole lot to see in terms of an outcome during the game, but in terms of where people are going to go in the postseason. But fun nevertheless.
Yeah, always it's a fun atmosphere. I think that's a game I'd like to get to eventually in my life. But yeah, I didn't get to see much of the game, but I know our Navy really took care of business, it looked like.
Yeah, they waxed them. They're good. I mean, they're ranked for a reason. Army, pretty disappointing season. I think they were supposed to be came into the season with pretty high expectations and are not going to be headed to a bowl game. Finish up at actually 5-8 based on the schedule that they play with the Commander-in-Chief trophy on the line.
You hate to see it, but we'll move on to the NFL, Jared, if you want to talk about your card, and then we can kind of chit-chat about some games otherwise, like some bad beats like that Falcons game.
Yeah, so the card, I did not have a good week this week in the NFL. I wound up taking the Bengals, bloodbath. The Patriots' defense continues to score. Much to the chagrin of my fantasy football opponents, because I have them on my team and they have carried me what looks like to the final in the league. But still have a lead, have Josh Allen versus whoever the Singletary kid is from Buffalo. So sweating that one second half out. Lions, yikes, that it did get to 6. I did play it in cash, and it was looking like they were actually going to close the door until David Blau threw a pick 6 late into the fourth quarter. So Bucs are going to play the Texans on Saturday at 1 o'clock, I believe, this coming week. I can tell you right now I'm going to be on the over in that game. You will see points aplenty in Houston, I believe, or excuse me, in Tampa, I believe the game is. Bears. Mitchell Trubisky just couldn't get in the end zone. This is, I mean, the Packers, here's how I handicap the game. They're weak up the middle. The Bears did everything but run up the middle. So I don't know if that's on Nagy. I don't know if that's on Trubisky. I don't know who that's on. But I watched a fair amount of this game and really didn't see any activity into the teeth of what I thought was the Packers' weakness. So, again, my opinion of what would have been a game plan is not the one that the Chicago Bears enacted. As a consequence of that, they wound up losing the game. And then I did like Texans +3, played that. My opinion, they had that pretty much in control the whole time. But it was quite a bit of back and forth with interceptions, fumbles. The turnovers were, unbelievable. Like drive all the way down. I believe there was 3 turnovers in the end zone or inside the 5-yard line or something like that. Some crazy number. So I know quite a few folks in the community had over in that game, only wound up getting to 45, but that's just one of those ones where they take 4 or 5 minutes burning the clock off the clock, taking it down the field, and then unfortunately have a turnover. And like I said, that happened 2 or 3 times, and just wasn't able to get there with the number. But I think you'll see a lot of points from Texans Bucks. a couple weeks from now, I'll pause there. Comments or questions on any of those games, Micah? Or you want me to just keep rocking and rolling?
No, I agree. I mean, what you've been saying so far, I got no questions or concerns.
Comments, questions, or concerns? What's it going to take to get you into this Toyota Prius today?
Yeah. Not being a Toyota Prius.
Broncos, Chiefs, no opinion. Didn't bet it. Saw a lot of snow. Yeah. I basically just throw those games out. It was like torrential snow in the second half of that game. But Patty Mahomes chucked it around the yard, 340, 2 touchdowns. So that was cool to see from him. And that's, I don't know. I don't, they're 10-4, and I feel like they're as under the radar as you can be at 10-4 with Patrick Mahomes, who took the league by storm last year as your quarterback. I don't hear a lot of people talking about them.
It's all about Lamar.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's Baltimore, and then you have all the stuff with New England. Giants was Scott's Wonkavator. I watched precisely 0 seconds of this game. I don't care about Eli Manning or any of those things, but our friend Scott Panza made some money, and hopefully all of our listeners did as well. Really a blowout in the second half. I mean, it was pretty tight for the first half, and then Eli, 20 of 28, 283, and 2 touchdowns. So I take Saquon Barkley back in the mix with over 102 touches. Definitely not ready to crown this Giants team anything just yet, but they did beat a pretty bad Dolphins team at home handily.
Yeah.
Eagles, Redskins.
Wow. That game
just
so gross.
An awful beat. I watched quite a bit of this one, actually, and it was back and forth pretty much the whole way. I would say a very evenly matched game. T's and P's for all of you Redskins backers at plus 4.5, as they were inside that number. Eagles were up by 3, got a scoop and score at the end of the game, which is just tragic. More on that later. But I tell you what, man. More on that later too.
Yeah.
The Eagles. At least Dallas looked good today. At least they crushed the Rams at home, and I want to believe hey, there's something in there. So that division is going to come down to next week. I forget actually where the game is, but Eagles Cowboys will more than likely decide.
I want to say it's
that
in
division
Dallas.
in Week 16. Yeah, let me take a look here real quick. I can actually see. I got it up. I got it pulled up. Well, my internet's going slow, but it is. Oh no, in Philly.
Oh.
In Philly. So as I said, that where it is not going to change the fact that that game effectively will be for the NFC East and the sole playoff position from that division next weekend. So I would guess that one will get flexed into Sunday night, but that remains to be seen.
True.
Seahawks Panthers, ever in doubt. Seahawks got out early, led pretty much the whole time. This was a big game for me fantasy-wise because I had Chris Carson, and he rushed for 24, 133, and 2 touchdowns, which was great. Our guy Danger Russ, hopefully you all tailed me on the 2-team teaser. Well, to be determined, but the Seahawks got there and cashed, and we're sitting on a Bills plus 7.5 as we speak. So excited about that. Obviously, it's a pretty low-scoring game. We're at halftime right now of the or actually just came back in the third of the Sunday night game where the Bills lead 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
Jags Raiders, against old Duck. Jags Raiders.
Yuck.
Raiders fans go out. I mean, some of the stuff that these guys were. Everyone was trying to get on the field, and a bunch of people were getting arrested. It's just the most Oakland thing ever. So my question is, now that the Raiders are gone, and surely the Oakland Athletics will not be for long in that stadium, how quickly until they just killdoze the Oakland Alameda Coliseum? That place is a dump. I cannot wait to see the day that goes down, because the fans of Oakland deserve better, and they don't have to drive across the bridge to get anything. But unfortunately, that place is going to go, and the Raiders are going to go with it. I mean, Gardner Minshew, American hero. I mean, I got to believe, based on John Gruden's track record of drafting Clemson players that we will see the Raiders taking Trevor Lawrence with the number 1 overall pick next year.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, what? They got Hunter Renfrow out there, right?
That's right. I just don't – I mean, I watched David Carr play, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Not great, not terrible, just kind of somewhere in the middle, and I'm sure he's due money, so it's like at some point a decision needs to be made as to whether or not he's the guy. And the Jaguars just...
Well, they're not getting rid of Gruden, so...
No, Gruden's there. No doubt. Lifetime contract.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby. By the way, did you see... And that's one thing I do want to talk about. Joey Burrow won the Heisman.
Surprise.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Gave a very emotional speech about down on the bayou.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
It was a good speech, though.
I told you, boys, we're recruiting. We're going to win this game.
Roll Tide, what?
Legend. What a beast.
I couldn't. Yeah, that was brutal. And our boy.
Comments on Raiders, Jags. I mean, I didn't really think it was a beat. I think they got beat.
Yeah. I mean,
2016. I mean, what kick?
Raiders attempted a field goal before the Jags got it to go up 19. Yeah, 19-13.
Danny missed.
Mm-hmm.
How long? How far was it?
I want to say it was like 40-something. Let's see here. But yeah, that was... They show Gruden on the sideline. He's just standing there like, just dumbfounded. I mean, the Raiders don't score any points in the second half. They just ride it out.
Yeah, why does he always wear his sweatshirts like just off his shoulders? It actually bothers me how he wears them. And then he's got that dumbass look on his face.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the. Let's see here. I can't
Anyways,
find it. But you
doesn't
do
matter.
this one. Yeah.
Onward.
Upward.
Cardinals. Bloodbath. Crush the Browns. As I said, no interest in laying points with Freddie Kitchens on the road. And Cardinals got it done. They're fun to watch, man. They can move it up and down. And Kyler, I look out for them in the years to come. They're not there yet because they're so young, but and that's a brutal division. But
it is. It was a 45-yard field goal. The thing that cracks me up watching Kyler play is the second he gets a snap, that ball is like at his hip. He doesn't.
Yeah, because he's ready to just rip it.
Yeah, he doesn't hold it high. He just drops it right down to his hip. I think it's hysterical. It's everything they tell you not to do with football at the quarterback position. But I mean, the Browns are just. It just goes to show you that you can have all the talent in the world, but things are. You can have organizational issues that cause you to suck as a football team, and that's what the Browns are.
Yes. Systemic problems.
Mm-hmm.
Systemic ineptitude. All right. How much of the Vikings game do you watch?
A good amount. I was sweating it a little bit earlier, especially when old Kirky Boy threw a pick to the defensive end late in the second quarter. And I was like, oh, geez, like, here we go. And then Dalvin gets hurt. But then old Phillip Rivers, the gunslinger, decided to just help us out a little bit. 3 picks, sack, fumble, strip, touchdown. So I'll take that. I mean, the Vikings defense needed some momentum to get going into these last 2 games.
Didn't you listen to PJ Fleck? We're done with that, Minnesota fans. We're done with that mindset. That here we go again.
Yeah, I think that was just in reference to the Gophers. So
no, it's everybody.
No.
He's trying to change the culture of the entire state.
The entire state? No. I don't believe it. Zimmer just doesn't care. He's like, look, I'm just going to go out here and coach football games. You guys can like it or you can just run away. I am concerned to see what they say about Dalvin Cook because it just sucks. We have Thielen out for this whole time, and then we get everyone back again, and then Dalvin's hurt. But it's looked like it's been bothering him for a little while, so hopefully it's nothing too major.
Well, what are they? What they got? Chicago next week, Bears week after, or Packers week after?
Pack next week, Bears last week.
Packers. Bears.
Lions. What other games we got? We got the Sunday night game still, or
Cowboys bloodbath.
yeah. I mean, holy
Look
cow!
good.
If you're the
Yeah,
Rams,
they look good. Well, when you go up 28-7, you could do your dumbass hand clap and punt all day. I mean, that's when the Cowboys have the ability to get up early and run downhill. They are very, very, very difficult to beat. The problem is for Cowboys fans is that Jason Garrett often gets in his own way in the first couple of quarters, and they have a tough time coming back. I just don't think Dak and Zeke are built to do that. But if he can turn around and give them the ball 25 times, that's going to be a totally different team
even
come
though
playoff time.
Dak said they wanted to kick the ball when they won the coin toss, but
He said defer, then he said defer, then he said defense, then he said no, we want to kick it. I was like, what? That was literally the string of that he said. He's like, defer, defense. We want to kick it. And then Jared Goff is like sitting there like, what, dude?
yeah.
He's like, we'll receive, because but he said defer first, and so apparently they reviewed it or whatever.
How do you do that?
No idea, but the Cowboys got the ball in the second half.
Yeah. Did you already talk about Falcons 49ers?
No, I believe I said on the preview podcast that the 49ers have had a really tough string last two games, playing Baltimore on the road, then back playing New Orleans on the road, getting a win and a really close game that they would be just trying to squeak out a win, which is ultimately what they did. In terms of expectation, they went up 5 late in the game, and then the Falcons were able to somehow move the ball. They haven't done it all season, and by the nose of the football, were able to get in the end zone and hold them off. And then, for those of you who are just checking the score of 29-22, there was a scoop and score with the whoop-de-doop-de-doo
so stupid. You huck it all the way across the field. Like, it's not
but so you're looking at it purely from a betting perspective. Like, option A is I get tackled and the game is over and a 0% chance that we win. Option B is I prayer across the field and there's some percentage chance greater than 0 that we win. And so you just chuck it and hope.
Well, no.
And it almost always goes this way. The scoop and score the other way, almost always.
But what I'm saying is it just always blows my mind. These guys overthrow the person by like 20 yards.
Well, yeah, dude. It's probably because it's like a defensive back out there running around. Guy probably hasn't. They can't even catch him, much less throw him.
I can still throw a football relatively in the same area of a human being.
Oh, wow. This sounds like a challenge. Sounds like a Periscope challenge.
I mean, I get it.
We'll go to the First Academy and I'll stand like 40 yards. How wide is a football field? 40 yards?
50, I think.
Yeah, dude. You're telling me
Jared, I can throw a football 50 yards from my knees.
Yeah, no way. And sure as shit not accurately. No chance. This is going to have to happen now.
Football field's 53.5 or 53 and a third.
Yeah, so basically, even if you're in a little bit, you'd have to throw it 45 yards. Correctly, the correct distance, like golf.
All I'm saying is how do these people just launch it over somebody's head 20 yards?
We're going to find out. This is going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Speaking of things that are going to happen, though, is we got a bull pick'em coming up. Have you set that whole thing up?
That was a great transition right there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, nicely done.
Thank you.
Yes, I have. So I polled everyone. Last year we did free. This year we're going to do $10. You're going to get some skin in the game from everyone. We will be adding money into the pool. So 1, we want you all to be invested, but 2, we're going to be putting a little extra for your loyal listenership this year. You're going to go to runyourpool.com. Our pool ID is 125160. Pool name is the same as our Twitter handle, at pigskin_junkies. Password is junkies2019. I will pin all of this stuff to our Twitter account. Follow us there at pigskin_junkies. It is starting with the first game, which is the Bahamas Bowl, this coming Friday, December 20th at 2 p.m. Now, key thing here. The picks do not lock until the kickoff of the game. So you don't have to make all the bowl picks by this Friday. You just have to make the picks for the game on Friday, which is Bahamas Bowl and the Frisco Bowl, followed by a handful of them on the 21st, which is this coming Saturday. I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So by Saturday, there will be a total of 8 bowl games. Most of the bowl games will have 1 point awarded. Everything will be against the spread. You're going to have to give us your email when you sign up. The reason for that is so that I can coordinate with you for any potential winnings, because last year it was a huge pain in the butt trying to do it all via Twitter with our boy Lepien. Lepien. And the New Year's 6 games will all be worth 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
And then the national championship game will be worth 3 points. So against the spread, everyone wants to chirp at us like they know what they're doing and they pick 1,000%. So it's time for everyone else to start putting your numbers on the line here. Of course, share with your friends. We'd love to have as many people in here as possible. The payouts will be determined once we have the number of people in there. So we're going to do $10. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm going to try and win this year. I did not win last year. Took second. So sadsies, but I will definitely be contending for what's coming up. It should be a ton of fun. It's kind of a way for us to say thank you to you guys for, like I said, a great season of listenership, and also hopefully get a little bit of interaction and smack talk from all of you.
Yeah. That's the main thing, is just smack talk.
Yeah, I have an opinion. This is what it is. Boom. Stand up for what you believe in.
You got to. Got to stand up for something.
Out there. It's out there. And we'll do all the entry pools or the entry fees, Venmo or Twitter or Venmo or whatever you crazy kids use these days.
Venmo.
Bitcoins.
Bitcoin. No. Bitcoin had its moment in the sun, and now it's just slowly.
What's another one? Cash App?
Cash App.
Square?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. That's all I know.
PayPal.
Oh,
You can just send money in text message these days. It's kind of weird.
Apple Pay? Is that another one?
Mm-hmm. You got any movement for Monday night?
I'll be on the Colts. I'll be on the Colts for all the same reasons I was on the Falcons today. Tough off the mat spot for the Saints. Place is going to be jumping. 9 points is too many. Colts, not too great of a look last week. This is sell high, buy low type of deal. That's really it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I probably won't be doing any action, but we're watching the game, honestly, because it's booger. And I
watch it on mute. I watch the CBS games. I watch the CBS college games on mute, and I watch ESPN Monday Night Football when I do watch it on mute, which has been an extremely rare occurrence this year because I've said it before. I will say it again. I don't know who is negotiating these deals for ESPN, but these teams suck. These games are awful.
Yeah, they have not been
do
fun.
better.
Do better. Do more.
Well, I just come on. Yeah, it's a huge organization with a lot of money. You're telling me you can't get a better game?
No.
At least a couple? They should have at least a 20% hit rate on these things. At least.
Well, their numbers are way down, too, for NBA, which sucks because they paid a lot of money for that. But
I just think more and more people don't care about the NBA regular season because it's just playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the players care as much. I don't think the fans care as much. It's not to say that they're not going to enjoy it, but it's way low on the priority list, and they just say, hey, when we get to April or whatever it is, May, sign me up. I'm in. But until then, whatever. Because it's become so obvious who's making the playoffs.
yeah,
And who isn't.
so early, too.
Yeah, already. You can lock in 5 or 6 teams in the West.
But we don't
So
bet
you have
basketball.
4 teams competing for 2 spots.
We don't bet basketball. We don't need to talk about it.
Golf. It's almost golf season.
It is hockey season, but that's all I'm going to say. But
Hockey.
so, like Jared said, we're going to get that stuff posted. Scott will have him kind of get his Twitter thoughts out there for you guys to see that. It was kind of a crazy weekend in the NFL. 2 weeks left. Kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy.
But yeah, we'll get all that poll pick'em stuff out there. Hopefully you guys can join. And hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. And
I'll do it right now. It'll be posted by the time you get this, it will be posted to the Twitter account. Just go there.
Boom. Guarantee. Slap a guarantee on the box. Thanks so much, Junkies, for tuning in. We're out of here.
See ya.